So I'm Sonya Kraan, and my label is of the same name, Sonya Kraan, and I started it in 2011 and sort of just been plodding along since then. I work in a lab in the pathology, and I studied for 4 years at RMIT doing fashion design, so I've always had a bit of a mix in that way. I knew that that's really what I wanted to do. I knew that I could think laterally and creatively, so going in the direction of fashion is pretty logical. Apart from the stupid boxer shorts and teddy that I had to make for textiles in high school, which I completely failed at because I'd never had any sewing experience, I started making stuff to wear going out because I never really had that much money to buy myself clothes or anything, so I just started making stuff. Yeah, there were crazy rave pants and things like that. That's how I started. Polar fleece, yes. It caught on. Oh yeah, like a whole group of people, and I had shops contacting me wanting it in there, like to sell it and everything, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm 15, I don't know how to do anything, so I sort of got a bit of confidence from that, and then yeah, knuckled down at school and then tried to do it the right way. The work that I do now, not the work that I did when I was 15, the values that I translate into the work I do now, I'd like to say more functionality and longevity. I'd like to make things for a woman that they can keep for 10 years, not something that's just a seasonal piece, and not something that's trend driven that they can only wear, you know, a few times. I want them to have a garment that they can take the sleeves off, they can wear it as a dress, they can wear it as a jacket. I just want things to last longer, because if they're going to spend $300 on a jacket, it's got to have that value in it. The inspiration actually came from organ transplants, so I was doing a lot of research into that, and I thought, well, that's actually a really good idea. You know, why can't we translate that into clothing? Why can't we have pieces that come off that can go on to other pieces of clothing, that can have, this jacket can have this pair of sleeves, and those sleeves can go onto that dress, and it's actually quite a simple idea. So I don't see why it can't just be a normal thing. I don't feel like, I feel like trends are there for the big companies that can respond to them within weeks. A small independent label that has a very slow production line, and everything is made in Australia. We work at most 2 collections a year, so we can't really respond quick enough to those trends anyway, so I'd prefer to try to be ahead of the trends, or not even try to, you know, I don't think the customer I'm designing for is really too worried about if she's wearing the latest thing. She's probably more worried about, is the fibre the most beautiful fibre, or something like that. You really need to think about the person that's going to be wearing it. They're going to have this fabric on their body. How is it going to make them feel? How is it going to be in this temperature? How is it going to be for this particular end use? It's not just about the cut, the design, it's also about all of these other things. So, film in the fashion industry. Probably something that should be done a lot more, because we're always admiring these still images, but that doesn't really show how the body moves. Clothing on a body, it's not static. The person is always moving. That's why we have catwalks. Also, conceptually, the thing that I had when I was studying was, you want to communicate all of these other ideas, and with film you can embed all of these other things. So my ideas for my fashion film, for my latest collection called The Delicate Balance, it's following on from my last 2 collections, which were exploring migraine disease. So the first one in that series was quite complicated and hardcore, and if you can imagine having a migraine and all the patterns that you would see in your vision, and then the collection following that was called The Recovery, and that was quite light and free. And this latest collection it's really about coming out the other side of something quite challenging, but you want to keep going really, really hard, but you can't go too far because then you fall off the other side, if that makes sense. My interest in your show, it just sounded really different, and it sort of struck a chord with me because when I was applying to do fashion, I actually said, yeah, I kind of want to do this because I hate fashion and I feel like I need to get in there and maybe change a few things, and maybe I'm thinking a bit different than a lot of people out there, but the title of the show definitely got my attention, and yeah, it just sounds like heaps of fun. You're doing something different.